Different answers, but are their concerns really in line with the values of American voters? Here to debate, America First Action Communications Director Kelly Sadler, Green Left, and former Ohio Democratic State Senator Capri Cafaro. Ladies, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Kelly, they were all over the place on that.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't think any American in middle America can take seriously that climate change is the biggest threat, geopolitical threat to us. Donald Trump, are you kidding me? When are these candidates going to get serious? Now, there was some agreement on China, and the president is now over in Japan with the G20, and he's going to possibly negotiate a deal with President Xi, because he recognizes as well that China is the biggest geopolitical threat in the world right now.
Capri?
Well, I think what we're seeing here is a classic case of being in the middle of a primary. Every time you're in a primary election, at the beginning, you see whether it's Democrats or Republicans, people veering further to the left and further to the right. Those that are keeping their eye on the prize, understanding that ultimately you need to win a general election, did focus on China. And then, there are people trying to score technical points with progressives, focusing on things like climate change or name-checking Donald Trump.
And Donald Trump really kind of changed the metric when it comes to debates, because in 2016, so many people tuned in because you did not know what he was going to say.
Right.
There were so many sound bites the next day after the debates, Kelly, with Donald Trump. Whereas this, it did not seem like there were many viral or breakout moments.
Well, Donald Trump is not a career politician, and everyone on that stage last night is. They're rehearsed, they're practiced, they have their talking points that they're going to stick to. Whereas the President of the United States, he just is off the cuff, he says how it is. And can you imagine any one of those guys on stage, one-on-one with Donald Trump and the wattage that he has on stage? I just don't see a matchup there at all.
That's a good point.
Well, the one thing that I would say is that politics is not supposed to be entertainment. Well, yes, it's supposed to be engaging.
That last night was a TV show.
It was not particularly energizing, but I'm a policy person, and what I like to see is detail. I don't like
detail on open borders.
I didn't see a
detail on climate change.
That is
detail on Medicare for all.
Well, and that is a different.
So far left.
Well, look,
so
we're dealing with a Democratic primary. The people that I paid attention to were people like John Delaney and
I don't
Amy
think the
Klobuchar,
moderators paid much attention to him last
those
night.
are people that actually get solution-oriented things. Tim Ryan, that actually took it to the Democratic Party.
They'll never win the nomination.
We need to focus, again, keep our eye on the prize and the fact that we got to beat Donald Trump. You can't do it from the far left.
All right.
That's right.
We're going to try something. We're going to get up and we're going to go over by the big board and bring these scorecards, because we're going to actually grade last night's candidates regarding how they did. And as we take a look, ladies, come right on over here.
ABC.
All right, let's start over there. On the far left, we've got Mayor de Blasio. What grade do you give him, ladies?
Oh, gosh.
He came out swinging,
I'll give him a B because he was unlikable, but he wasn't as unlikable as he normally is.
Okay, Capri?
Ooh, this is a tough one. I mean, I know too much about Bill de Blasio. So I can't give him I can't go higher.
Would you give de Blasio a D if you had one?
No, because to your point, I think that he did better than I had expected.
Okay.
And he did give some details, but I'm not a fan.
All right. Meanwhile, let's go a little faster this time. Next to him, Tim Ryan from Ohio.
Well, he is my member of Congress. I think he knocked it out of the park when it came to bringing it to the Democratic Party, but he struggled on some of the foreign policy.
He fact-based a lot of the progressives there.
Julian Castro.
Open borders. I'm sorry.
He went to Stanford around the same time as me, but that's not going to get him a vote from me either. So.
But his sound bites are getting a lot of play this morning. He's mixing it up with Beto.
Maybe he's getting some attention, but you know how I feel about Beto.
And Beto isn't even in the competition. He should have been going after Biden.
Cory Booker right there, who was glaring at Beto when Beto started speaking Spanish last night. You give Beto...
He also spoke Spanish. I'm not sure if they were running for the president of the United States or the president of Mexico.
He scored technical points with progressives. I'm not a huge fan, but in this case, he did what he needed to do.
In the center square, right in the middle, was Elizabeth Warren. How'd she do?
It was supposed to be Elizabeth Warren's night. And
it was.
That's why she gets to see.
I'll do that as well. She was supposed to be a standout, and she just faded at the last end.
All right, Beto right there next to her. And you had said earlier. You would give him an F.
Does he have any policy proposals or solutions or details on anything?
Yeah.
Then we've got Amy Klobuchar.
She was trying to be reasonable.
B+.
You guys are getting along on this
Yeah.
a lot. Next to her,
You just B+. She was my favorite of the night outside of Tim Ryan.
in the red jacket, we have Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi. You know, she came across as very likable and practical, and even though her Assad stuff is out of touch,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people that I spoke to last night really liked Tulsi Gabbard. That was the first they had ever been exposed to her. Didn't necessarily know about the Assad stuff. Came across
once her
approachable.
record is exposed, she's going to not go very far.
That guy who looks like he's pointing at me is Governor Jay Inslee. How'd he do?
I'm sorry, you can't run a presidential campaign on climate change, climate change, climate change.
He, at least as a governor, had some actual details on things like, I actually was able to pass, a public option for health care. So instead of just talking about it, he actually said he did something, which is good.
I guess.
And
That's the bar.
And the final candidate, John Delaney.
John Delaney, yeah, you almost forgot him. So did the
Well,
moderators last
I
night.
like John
arm is
Delaney.
crossing his
Yeah, yeah.
Again, he's a guy that had specifics. He was reasonable. Unfortunately, he doesn't
wish
have a
he had
shot,
more airtime.
But I thought he did a very good job as somebody that nobody knows.
Yeah.
You know, and we talked about this a little earlier when asked about Russia and all that stuff and impeachment. John Delaney said, when I'm out and about,
That's not what people are talking
Yeah,
about. And he's right about that. And he was focused on real solutions and not fixing what's broken.
Well, you guys
not
agreed on a lot of the candidates grade-wise, so it looks like you were watching the same show.
Yeah.
All right.
Quality control here this morning on Fox and Friends.
Thank you very much. All right. Meanwhile, the Democrats, we've been talking about them, came out swinging against the Trump economy last night.